Insider threat. Can you hear me? This is a test. This is a test. I have no idea what's going on. Can you guys hear me? Was it audible? Did you hear me well? Alright, cool. Got 2 more minutes. Let me just quickly check if everything's open. Okay. Insider threat. How do I see if, like, who is online now? I don't get to see that, right? I mean, okay, guys. Hello, everyone. This is Zeroborg, your homeboy, and currently I'm located in Thailand. Today I'll be running you through a session on regular expression. Insider threat, can you please confirm if you received what I said right now? And once you give a go by Slack, I'll start recording. Thank you. Okay. Alright, so this is it. Hello everyone, this is Zeroborg, located in Thailand, and currently it's 7 a.m. here, and I wish you all a very good evening. I hope most of my viewers are from the States, and if there's anyone from India, good morning. It's quite early. Well, I'm Zeroborg. I'm working in Thailand as a recruitment coordinator. My job completely entitles, and it's all about recruiting teachers and employing them, sort of that. Nothing related to IT. But I have this deep passion of getting into IT security field, and this was my a long time dream, and I'm trying my level best to match up with the people who are in the field currently. So to do that, I have to make a great jump, and for that I'm aiming for Offensive Security Certified Professional certificate, and I think by obtaining that I'll be in par with people who are currently in this field right now, so I could be anywhere closer to them. Well, that's just something about me, and we have got less time, so I thought I could just keep short about myself. Today I'll be running you guys with an interesting topic called regular expression. Initially this was all about implementing with Python, but today I'm not going to be touching Python for the only reason that I need to make sure that I would teach regular expression as in general. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Regular expression is more like a general entity that can be implemented in many other languages like JavaScript, PHP, Python, you name it. I'm just naming a few. So if I get your feet wet with this regular expression, I'm pretty sure implementing in Python is just, you know, slicing of butter. It's as easy as that. Alright, now coming back to the presentation. So I have divided this overview into like some points which you're looking at right now. The first one is introduction to RegEx. That's how I call it. I don't know if you have to say it as RegEx, I don't know, but I call it RegEx. And then we'll take some baby steps matching alphabets and numbers, and then we'll dive straight in. Okay, we'll also look about handling white spaces and non-white spaces, alphanumeric characters and non-alphanumeric characters, and also we'll look about calculated repetitions. There are some symbols, characters that I've mentioned down below with highlighted with blue, and there's this dot, backslash, dot, star, plus, and a question mark. What they do is quite interesting. I'll let you know. Nothing too complicated. Again, and there's this interesting phase with regular expression where we'll be dealing with some characters that points you to the start of an expression. That's why I said starts with, and it points you to the end of the line or end of the expression that's ends with, and then we'll try to divide them into groups, subgroups, and we'll try to match components within a group. And why do we do that? I'll explain to you as in when we're on the session. Then we'll try to see future roadmap, where to go from here, and what to expect in part 2. Obviously this is part 1, guys, because I said in the beginning I will be not touching Python today, just regular expression in general. And this will be helpful for every viewer who have been thinking that regular expression is a gimmick, tough thing to do and stuff. Trust me, it's so easy. Well, for myself, I thought like that. Okay, now for the second slide, we have what do you need for this webinar. Okay, I would like you guys to open this website, what you're seeing right now, http://regex101.com. And why? Because this is a website running an app. It's a web app that runs it basically tests your regular expressions against the string that you want to test with. And if you're ready, I'll switch back to that screen, and I'll run you through the features of the website very quickly so that you're able to understand what's in that website. Okay, and like I said, hang in with me, and I'll make sure that you're able to understand RegEx with ease. Okay, now moving out to this. Alright, fine. So now I'm sure you'll all be looking at this website. I've changed the theme to dark. You'll be having a white screen, I guess. So on the left you have 3 sections. The first one is save and share, the second is flavor, and the third is tools. Now flavor is nothing but you can choose what sort of language you prefer to use your regular expression on. But the funny thing is, whatever regular expression you type in there, it's the same. It's just the tags that differs, like what tags that you use for that particular language or that particular flavor. So we'll check Python. So as you can see, now look at the middle section of the web app. Now you see regular expression on top. Now here's where you'll type in your regular expression, and right below that you have a test string. Now here is where you test your string. Now say for example you have a list of names, like 100 names, okay, and you need to pick out a name. Let's say Daddy Cocoa Man. That's the name you want to pull out, and you don't know how to pull it out. I mean, you don't know where that name is, so you just type all the 100 names into this box which says test string, and right above that you type in your regular expression, and you'll see how well it matches. And where do you see that? To the right. On the right you have again three sections. First is explanation, second one is match information, and the third is quick reference. Again, it's self-explanatory. The first one is explanation, which explains you what regular expression characters you're using and what is the explanation of each and every character you're using. And the second is match information. Now match information is nothing but it shows you how well your regular expression matches against your test string. And then you have quick reference. It's basically like whatever characters you're using in your regular expression, it defines you there. So if you bump into anything and you're not sure, you can just quickly refer to that and keep going. Again, there was just theory. Now let's jump back to the slide, and we are ready to take baby steps. But before that, let me tell you what regular expression in general is. Okay, think of it as a awk, AWK, or a SED tool in Linux. It basically, lets you play around with texts. You could pull out URLs, phone numbers. This will come very handy if you're playing CTFs. Let's say you have a program that runs against a vulnerable server, and you want to pull out certain information like flag found or what's the password and stuff like that. So you can pull out that, like whatever exact information you need, you can pull out of that. And how you use that is through regular expression. It's as simple as that. Okay, now let's take some baby steps. So for this, we'll be using this RegEx 101 for the entire session. And first off, I would like you guys to type in A, B, C, D, E, F, G into the test string box. This is in the middle, the bottom, okay? We'll head over there. I'm typing here A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's it. This is our test string. Now right above that, I'm going to type in my regular expression to see if it matches my string or not. Okay. And our regular expression is going to be like this. A, B, C. Boom. There we go. It matched. So my regular expression was A, B, C. It matched A, B, C of the test string. And how I say that? To the right of the screen. Do you see match information? It's giving a full match right here. So which means whatever character I entered, it matched against the test string. That's it. That's your regular expression. These are just baby steps. So yeah, it looks easy, right? And now let's do the same with numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So I'll change my regular expression. Let's say 5, 6, 7. There you go. Again, it's a complete match. And you can see that on your right of the screen. It says full match, 4 to 7, and then like 4th character to the 7th character, because it always starts with 0, right? And then like 5, 6, 7 is a string. That's why it's in the quotes. Alright, okay, so I think this was pretty easy. Now let's head back to the slide. I'll be giving you this PDF file after the session is over into the webinar page, or I'll discuss with inside the thread how do we put in the archives. And I'm recording the session as well, so people who are not here with us right now, I'm not sure how many are viewing right now, and so I'm pretty sure that this will help for future viewers as well. Okay, let's go to the next. Alright, let's dive in. Here we have now we start rolling. Okay, so here we have \d. So this defines that it captures any digit. And then we have \D. This captures any non-digit character. So we'll test this one. In the previous example, when I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, I just used the numbers, right, like 5, 6, 7, and I pointed out the specific match I wanted. But here it's going to be getting interesting right now. I'm just having this a quick look. Okay, let's just type the test string over here. I am 55 years old. Alright, let's see if we are able to match using that. There we go, we did a match. So \D. Now as you can see on your right, under explanation, you see \D matches a digit equal to 0 to 9. So it explains to you like what you know, what regular expression character you're using and what it does. So there'll be no way that you'll get confused. It's all self-explanatory, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to understand on the fly. So as you can see, out of all the characters there, it missed the letters, it missed the apostrophe, and it matched only the numbers. Isn't it cool? So we'll do the reverse. The reverse is just D. Like I said, now it matched everything except the digit. I mean everything. So as you can see on the right, \D matches any character that's not a digit, that is equal to, and I'll come back later and I'll explain to you that symbol right there, the hat symbol. I'll explain to you that. It's just a reverse of it, a reverse of what we did. Okay, I hope it's easy and you're able to understand so far. I'll test with a much better string as well. I'll test the same. Maybe I'll type it down here. Boom, there you go. Now no matter what you type in, it'll pick only the characters other than the actual digits between 0 to 9. And we'll test the same with small d. And there you go. Okay. Alright, next let's move a bit further. Alright, now you see something like ABC inside square brackets. Now the square brackets is the regular expression here, okay? And what characters we put inside the square bracket, it matches exactly the same. That's what it does. So captures the individual characters only, or matches specific characters and nothing else. And we'll see how that happens. So which means that whatever I put inside the square brackets, that's only going to match. Everything else is just going to be there like sitting ducks. Okay, now let's test it out. I'm gonna copy this test string. I'll paste it here. Alright, and now let's follow that regular expression, which is square brackets, right? Inside the square brackets, I'm gonna type CAT. Now as you can see, I typed CAT and it matched CAT, cat, right? That was an exact match, like full match. And we have got like partial hits with RAT, MAT, that's rat and mat, and then it skipped bro, rob, and orb. I purposely wanted to skip those three. Those three are decoys. For this example, I'm going to be playing around with the first three words, which is cat, rat, and mat. Okay, let me put here like this just for easy understanding. Hold on, guys. So now let's say if I want to match the first three words, okay, which is cat, rat, and mat, I could go like this. Now what I'm saying is I'm trying to find a pattern in all the three words. Now the first word is 3-lettered, the second word is 3-lettered, and obviously the third word is 3-lettered as well, right? Now there are common characters in these three words, which is AT, right? Cat, rat, and mat. So I could write in a way by which I simplify my regular expression, but at the same time it captures everything. Instead of writing like this, for example, instead of writing like this, which is looking much complicated, I could write like this. I'll pick out the non-equal characters, which are CRM, C for cat, R for rat, M for mat, and I box them in, right? And I put AT outside. So this means that I'm telling the regular expression to match AT as it is, but specifically match CRM. And now C connects with AT, that becomes cat, R connects with AT, that becomes rat, and M connects with AT, that becomes mat. So wasn't that easy? As you can see on the right, we have explanation. I think I'll leave that to you guys when you're practicing by yourself. Let's go to the match information. We have got 3 full match. The first one is cat, the second one is rat, and the third one is mat. That's it. It's as simple as that. As you can see, like, regular expressions are nothing. They're just like, you just need to find ways to play around with characters, and that's it. You know, you will know how to match things. And I'll advance you. I mean, I will let you know one thing, guys, that during this course of this webinar, you'll find certain regular expressions that are similar. Now, they might look similar, but they all have their differences when it comes to, you know, actual matching with strings. Now, say for example, if you're working with a big source file, a source page of a website, then you will know what regular expression to use and how to match it. Okay, now let's go back to the slide. So let's switch to another option of this one. Now, here we're going to look at a regular expression which is different from the previous one, but we'll use pretty much the same example, the same test string. So here we have, inside the square brackets, we have the hat symbol followed by ABC. Now this means that I'm negating it, like excluding all these characters inside, and I just want everything outside. That's all it means. So I just don't want ABC to be included in my search. I mean, while I'm capturing a word, I just don't want ABC. That's what it means. So in the test string above, let's say, forget about the last 3, okay? I'll cut it out. Now, cat is an animal, rat is an animal, and mat is a thing. Let's say my goal is to match all the animals here. I mean, we just have 2 animals. I'm just saying, like, all right. So I want to pull out the non-living thing. So how do I do that? There are 2 ways of doing this. Now, I could use the same example, like I could just remove M out of it and captured the first 2 animals. The 2 animals in general, which is cat and rat. It's a full match, if you can see in the right. But this is one way, right? Or I could do the reverse of this one, which is I remove C and R, and I tell the regular expression, do not include, okay, that's a hat symbol, M. Again, it's a full match. It excluded mat, but it matched cat and rat. So like I said, it depends on the user how you want to write the regular expression. Okay? And don't confuse, like, we will use that hat symbol in a different way later, okay? Let me tell you, if the hat symbol is within the square brackets, it means just avoid that, exclude that, okay? But it means totally something else when it's used outside the brackets. Alright, I'll come back to that later. Okay, let's go back to the slide. Alright, then we have a few more variations of this. Within the square brackets, we have a hyphen z, that is small a hyphen small z, and then we have square brackets, capital A to Z, and then we have 0 to 9. It basically means the range of characters. Like I'm telling the regular expression to capture A to Z, capital A to capital Z, 0 to 9. And then we have backslash small w that captures alphanumeric characters, and then we have backslash capital W that captures reverse of that, that captures non-alphanumeric characters. Now we will test that all. We'll test it all with this example right here. Okay. Give me a second here, guys. Okay, so this is our test string, some random characters, but I've devised in a way that I mean with which we can practice our new regular expression. So what we're looking at, let's try to play around with the ranges, okay? Range of, like matching a specific range of characters. So here, for this test string, my objective is to match the first 3 words. It's not actually a word, but yeah, the first 3 words, and then like my plan is to ignore the last 3. Okay, and how do I do that? It's as simple as this. So first I open a square bracket, and then I type in H hyphen, which means 2, capital J, and then I box it. Boom, there we go. I matched all the first characters of the first 3 words. Does it make sense, guys? I can't hear you, but I assume that I'm able to make you guys understand so far. Okay, so as you can see to the right, we have matched the first 3 characters by using the range option. Okay, now I'll match the second character. I open a square bracket, type in O hyphen Q, I box it, boom, I got the first 2 characters. Now I open a third square bracket, and then I type in G hyphen I close it. There we go. I captured all the 3 words, the first 3 words, and I skipped the last 3 words. That's it. Now this is based on my discretion. I want it to be like this. Now I can go ahead and match other words if there is a range. If I see a pattern. The whole point of writing a regular expression is first you must understand what your target string is, or where it is implemented, or what kind of string that is. Then you use your mind and you try to play around with these characters and match accordingly. It's as simple as that. Just think and do it. It's not too complicated at all. Alright, now let's clear that off. We'll head back to our slide here. So we have, again, 0 to 9 is pretty much self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure you'll understand that. Then we have backslash small w. Now this says it captures alphanumeric characters. Which includes alphabets and numbers, right? So let's just try it. Backslash w, boom. It caught everything. And I said it's alphanumeric, right? Let's just like write some numbers here. 990 whatever. As much as I keep typing, it keeps matching. So this means that backslash small w, it captures capital letters, small letters, and numbers. Okay? Alright, let's do the reverse now. The reverse is backslash capital B. Oops. We didn't get a match. And why? Because it does the reverse. Now let's say hog.hackmethod. space, comma, dot, percentage. All the symbols, all the non-alphanumeric characters get captured right there. Do you see that? Right. Okay. Alright. Now let's get back to this slide and we'll move on. Okay. We're going to see something interesting now. Again, looks intriguing or intimidating. Neither of those. Alright, so the next is curly braces, and then we have an X inside. Okay, that's interesting. Let's copy this test string and let's paste it here. Hold on a second. I thought it would paste vertically, but it just does the opposite. Okay, let's get back to the slide here. Okay, so the first one, X inside the curly braces, means that X repetitions of pretty much anything. That is X times of letter, number, symbols, etc. Is it? Let's test it out. So we have, let's just see. Now I'm trying to understand the pattern here. I'm having O's, a lot of O's. I'm having single O, I'm having a sequential of 2 O's and a sequence of 4 O's. Okay, and what I can do is, now I know that O is being repeated, right? So I can just type for the first one, that is X inside curly braces, right? We'll try that. Curly braces, we don't have X here, we have O. And what happened? It didn't match. Why? Because you should not insert the character inside. Rather, you should insert the times of repetitions. That's what it said. So you have to put that out. Put O on the outside, and now type 1. So this means that it captures O how many ever times it occurs. So it captured O that occurred 1 times, so it's capturing every single O. If you can see, it's matching O in an individual manner, right? So our regular expression is correct. What I told was match O if there's 1 occurrence, and it did match. But maybe we don't want that. Maybe we want a regular expression that matches as a pack. So it should match like single O and then double O's together and then 4 O's together. So how we do that? That's why we jump to this one. We have X comma Z inside curly braces. Now this says that a range of repetition. Now that I understood the pattern that O occurs 1 times, 2 times, and then 4 times consecutively, right? So now I could write a regular expression to define a range that falls between these numbers. And this pretty much means that I type in the range of occurrence. That's it. So now I know that it occurs 1 times, 2 times, and 4 times. And how I write this? I write it 1, 4. As you can see, earlier it was capturing individually, right? Like, I'll go back. If I type in 1, it captures individual O's. That's why on the right you see just O, all the way O. But if I capture, like, if I put up a range like 1, 4, so it means that I'm telling the regular expression to match O starting from 1 occurrence to 4 occurrences. We don't have 3, but if we had 3, it would work as well. I'll just do that for you as well. There you go, it matched 3 O's. And you can see on the right, it matched 3 O's, 4 O's, and then double O's. Okay? This will help you specifically in matching phone numbers. Am I right? Because you'll have these 555, 4444, 111, and all these sequences, right? So yeah, you could use that you could use this kind of regular expression to match repeated occurrences. All right. Okay. Now let's go to. Wait. Before we go, let me match this completely. So we have woohoo, and then we have ooh, and then we have woohoo, woohoo, whoa, right? That's how it's pronounced. Anyway, that's what I did. Now, if I want to match completely the whole series, right? Let me get back to how it was before. So it's pretty simple. What I do is I just type in W H inside brackets, and then out of the brackets I give the occurrences. So it's the same. What I did was I told the regular expression to capture WH, and it should follow by an O. Okay, that's what it means. That's why O is outside the square brackets. Now O itself has its own regular expression, so that is why when the both mix together they form a complete match. WH is ignored. The last one is ignored because in my regular expression O follows the WH. So if there is any O, it'll match. Let's say if I put an O here, it'll match. Okay. Alright. Now let's get back to the slide. Okay, so here we have backslash small s and then backslash capital S. Okay, now small s means that it captures white spaces like space, tab, carriage return, or new line. And capital S captures everything the opposite. And we'll test that. And you can see the test string, I have hack method written 3 ways. Hack space method, hack method with a space in the end. There's a space in the end, okay? And then there's a space, the third hack method, I have a space in the front. So there's a space hack method, alright? So I will copy this. Oh, let me just type it out. Copy it. Oh man, sorry. Okay, so we have hack space method, and then hack method with a space, and then space hack method. Let me just make sure there's a space. Yeah, okay. So let's get back to our slide. What it says now, backslash smallest captures white spaces, tabs, carriage returns, or new lines, right? Let's test it. All I do is just type backslash smallest. Boom, there you go. It captured the spaces. As you can see, it captured the space between hack method, the space after hack method, and the space in front of hack method. If I want to capture everything else, we'll do the reverse. It captured all the characters. That's what it said. Because small s means that it captures everything that's non-character, right? And then capital S captures everything that is non-white space or non-tab, something like that. Okay, so far it's simple, right? Let's head on to this interesting thing. Remember in the slide we had like blue characters? Here they are. What roles do they play? Alright, dot. Now dot is like the daddy of all characters. It captures pretty much everything. Yeah, just put in dot like I'll show you here. I'll show you the examples when we with the test string. And then we have backslash dot. Now why I'm using this is because, I mean, like when I told you that you'll be using this more like a tool to play around with files and extract exactly the data we want. Let's say you're looking for a file called hackmethod.jpg, right? That dot should not be considered as a dot to capture like everything. So you specify dot as a character, not dot the one that captures everything. Okay, so that's why you need to escape it with a backslash. So backslash dot means point out the actual dots, literally, in the literal sense, you know, that's what it means. And then plus symbol, it always succeeds an expression. So let's say if I type a plus, it means, you know, just calculate the number of A's, A repetitions. And then we have question mark. It's an interesting character. It's optional. I mean, it is not optional. It is used for an optional purpose, and I'll explain you why right now. Okay, so the optional character captures that particular character, but it'll make sense when I show you that. Okay, hold on a second. Let's take the test string here. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, let's test out the first character. Dot, okay, captures everything in its vicinity. Let's put a dot here. There you go. Captured everything, like everything, literally. Now you'll say that, you know, like why can't I just use this and capture everything what I want? Yeah, you can do that, but not when a target-oriented scenario. Yeah, then it defeats the purpose. Now you wouldn't want to capture the whole source page, right? I mean, for analysis purpose, yes, but let's say if you want like URLs, email addresses, or maybe base 64 encoded text, then you'll have to like arrange accordingly, devise your regular expression accordingly. Okay, now let's test out the next character, that is backslash dot. Do we have dot here? No. Okay, let me just put a dot here, and then I use backslash dot. As you can see, the dot that I used before captured every character, spaces, white space, I mean like white spaces, punctuation marks, whatever, right? But you can see I escaped with a a backslash, and captured just the dot. Now this is how, you know, we need to work with file names, extracting file names, .jpg, .txt, .php. Okay, right, now let's test the next one. Plus, okay, and this is pretty simple. Now for this, I will trace back to an example what we saw earlier, which is I'm going back. Yeah, here. Now I could add the plus sign to any expression that I want, and it just multiplies it. Now remember, backslash small w says it captures alphanumeric characters, right? Now watch this. I put backslash w. It did capture everything. So you might ask me, like, why do I need to put plus? It captured individually. Now you cannot capture file names individually. Let's say if I want to capture a file name like hackmethod.jpg, right? I wouldn't want to capture like H, A, C, K. No, I want to match it completely like Hackmethod. That's how I want to do it. So what you do is you just add a plus here. Now it captures as a pack, like as a set. So it captured apple, apples, and then no, because it's alphanumeric, it skipped the punctuation marks. So it can, now it's easy for you to to extract what exactly you want. That's all it means. Now I can just reverse that. I could use capital W, and captured all the non-alphanumeric characters right there. You see the exclamatory mark, the dot, question mark, and the spaces. Okay, that is how you use a plus sign. Okay, now we have the optional character here. Alright, now this is interesting. Hold on, sorry, wrong slide. Okay, the question mark is an optional character, right? I'll show you how to use that. Now we have, let's say I want to capture, let me capture like line by line. Let's say I want to capture the first two lines, and I don't want to capture the last one. Okay, now I could do like this. Now this is how I'm gonna write an actual regular expression. Backslash small d, which means it captures any digit from 0 to 9. Boom, I got the digits. Okay, I need to capture the space, so I use backslash small s. Alright, now I can use backslash w plus. There you go. I captured everything except the punctuation marks. So until now, let me just, you know, give you a summary. So what I've done is I've used backslash small d, which captures the numbers, and then I had to capture the space because I wanted to capture the first two lines. Do you remember I told you that? So I captured the space, and then I used for that I used backslash small s, and followed by that I used backslash w. If I just did w, it captured the first immediate letter after the white space. You see that? And that is the reason I used a plus sign, which means it multiplies the repetitions of like all the characters following that, alphanumeric characters. Okay, so now I need to capture that exclamatory mark. Two ways of doing that. I could use like this. I could just type in the exclamatory mark literally. It will capture that. But let's say I had a dot. Okay, I had a dot and I want to match that, and I put it. I just put a dot next to two apples exclamatory dot. Right, I just put a dot there, and I want to match that. But I want to keep it optional. And why I want to keep it optional? Because if I have to match two lines, the first line doesn't have the dot, so I could use dot and then question mark. Boom! Now I captured both the lines. Now this explains. I'll explain to you this pattern. Okay. Now, again, I'll start again. Backslash small d to capture the digits. Backslash small s to capture the white spaces. Backslash w plus to increase the repetitions of characters, alphanumeric characters, and then I captured the exclamatory mark in both the lines, but I had to capture that particular dot right there. So I used an optional character to match it, because to show me to tell me that wherever you find a dot, you match it and you give it to me, and if there's no dot, then use the regular expression before that. So as you can see on the right, I get two perfect full matches. You see that? That's how you use an optional character. It's pretty interesting, but you'll be able to understand much better when you practice by yourself. Okay? Oh man, I didn't realize we are 46 minutes into the session. Okay. Alright. And then this is going to be interesting. Now remember, like in the beginning I was talking about something like starts with, ends with. This is the moment now. So we have a hat symbol and we have a dollar symbol, right? Now the hat symbol, it points you to the start of an expression. And it's earlier we saw that when you put the hat symbol inside the square bracket, it means that you exclude that characters, right? That case is valid if you put the hat symbol inside the square brackets. Now if you use it outside the square bracket, it means that I'm pointing out to the beginning of a string, and the opposite is the dollar sign, is to the end of the string. Now let's use this test string. Hold on a second, guys. So we have two test strings here. Flag.txt found. Flag is not flag. Okay. Now obviously I want to target flag.txt. Okay. And now how do I do that is, let's say you had a big page and a lot of lines in it, and you want to capture that line that begins with flag. Okay, it's very simple now, guys. Watch here. You put the hat symbol, type FLAG, and boom, there you go. So I captured the line that begins with the word flag. That's it. It's as simple as that. And if I wanted to find the other way, let's say if I didn't know what was the like the beginning of the string, but I did know the pattern that it ends with something of found, exclamatory, or found full stop, then I will use that. So I could use like this, FOUND exclamatory mark with a oops, hold on a second, with the $sign. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on a second, guys. Guys, hold on a second. Right. Okay, it matched flag, but for some reason it didn't match found. That's interesting. Okay, guys, oh, hold on. There's something funny here. Alright, so the whole idea about this is, like I said, if you're using the $sign, it matches the end of the string, right? So you use flag and then a $sign, then now it'll point out to that particular name that is towards the end. It should have worked with found as well. I don't know why it didn't. Oh, wait, I need to escape this, I guess. Anyways, guys, oh wait, I'll get back to that on that, okay? I'll get back to that. Fine, but as long as you understand the point, I think you'll be able to know that if you're using a $sign, it just points you to the end of the string or end of the line that has that particular character, okay? Now, let's get into groups, capture groups, okay? Now here we use circular braces now, and that is called capturing groups. So whatever is inside the circular braces, it captures in groups. And why we need to capture in groups is because on the fly, when you're programming for a CTF match and you're trying to capture like TXTs and JPGs, so you want to group them up so that you'll be able to capture accordingly, okay? And that is why you need to use this option called groups. And we could use the very same example over here. Hold on a second. Okay, so let's say if I want to capture in groups, right? The first one, which is open this bracket and then type in flag.txt and then you close a bracket. Boom, there you go. That's a full match. So as you can see earlier, when we were capturing objects or when we were capturing characters, it was all blue, right? But now it's green, because it's matching in group. On the right you can see it's a full match, yes, and under the full match you have group 1. Now this shows that flag.txt falls under group 1. Okay, now I can create another group. I can type like this, runme.bin, Okay, so I've just put a simple OR sign in the middle, and I'm just saying to the regular expression that either either match and fetch me flag.txt or runme.bin. And why runme.bin is highlighted in red, because it shows the second group, just so that you don't get confused. Now when you're doing with when you're implementing the same regular expression into programming, you will know that group 1 has group 1 will always capture flag.txt and group 2 will always capture runme.bin, given these file names are in your test string, wherever you're doing. Okay, alright, coming back to the slide, and then we have capture subgroup. Now subgroup is interesting, right? Like, it is like a group within a group. Okay, now let's say this is like you captured the whole file name, like everything together with the file name and an extension. Let's say you want to capture just the file names plus the full file name. Okay, I mean the extensions and the file name. So how do you do that? Just put a bracket around. .txt .bin. As you can see, I've used a bracket. I've enclosed .txt inside brackets, and that create another group. So which means on your right, if you can see, group 1 matched flag.txt. Yes, mission accomplished, and it did capture .txt, which is the extension, under group 2, right? And group 3 was runme.bin, full match. Okay, plus it captured group 4 .bin. Now I have 2 full file names and I have 2 extension names captured. So that's how you use subgroups. Okay, and the next one is dot star. This is more like the dot we saw before. It captures everything, guys. So let's say, let me do like this. Wait, instead of writing .txt dot star, now what I did was I made a group just for the extension. Okay, and I didn't specify the boundary of the extension. Rather, I just put dot star, which means it captures everything after the dot, and I grouped that. So that's what it means. Like, and it captures flag, because flag, the word flag is, you found it on the 2 lines, the first 2 lines. Okay, that's what dot star is all about. It just captures everything. If you do it like this, it captured everything in a group. So now you can capture, like, it's almost like dot, but it's in group. And as you can see here, their group 1 matches flag.txt found, group 1 again matches flag is not flag, and group 1 again matches runme.bin. Again, this is not a good way of capturing, but this will be helpful when you're capturing all the contents of a text file. Right, and then we have captures. We have, like, in the brackets we have ABC or XYZ. Now this captures this pattern or that pattern. Okay, now let's say I'll use the same example, and then I'll write a new regular expression. So I will use FLAG. In the square bracket, I'm typing .txt. Or dot, let's say PHP. Now, this shows that within a subgroup, if I have a flag with 2 type of extensions, which I don't know, it could be either .txt or .php. Now it will capture flag.txt or flag.php if it's there. Now let's say if I just type in flag.php, it captured flag.txt and flag.php as well. Why? Because I used an or symbol in the middle within a subgroup. So I told the regular expression to capture either a .txt or a .php. Alright, and that's how you use the multiple occurrences. And next, conclusion. Okay, guys, now if you're watching this page, then I can confidently say to you that you are good to go on in the path of creating regular expressions. Bear in mind that there are other expressions which you can use for much more tedious operations. It is true, guys, there are much more, I mean, not too many that I haven't taught you. The ones that I taught you are like the concrete foundation for your regular expression. Trust me, with what you saw today, you can do wonders. You can capture URLs, phone numbers, file names, and you can dissect the file names like into names and then extensions. You can pretty much do whatever you want with just what you've learned today's session. But there are much more tedious work like reverse lookup and everything that you can refer in the quick reference section of in this web app right here. You see the quick reference section here on your right bottom corner, right there. You could use that. And so, however, what you observed in this session today, along with some self-study or practice, will become your concrete foundation. In no time, capturing and extracting a specific data in scenarios like CTF, reconnaissance, etc. can be done on the fly. It's true, guys. If you just put in the time, you'll be able to fly through this very easily. And believe me, regular expressions are not that difficult at all. It looks so, but it's not that difficult. And on the second part of the series, I will show you how to implement RegEx in Python programs to achieve the same. And I'm not sure how many of my brothers are watching this right now. So thank you for to all of you, and thank you Insider Threat, and thank you Scott for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Scott, I'm sorry that I took 1 hour of your time. I know this was my first webinar. I was a bit nervous as well. So yeah, I hope I helped you all understanding regular expression. Okay, I'm now going to be stopping the stream, no, stopping this recording, okay, officially. We can talk in the webinar page or Slack or wherever you want to. Okay, guys, for questions.